welcome back to my 30 days of vlogging. Today has been extremely hectic because we have one of the events running at work, and as you know, I'm an events coordinator and life can get pretty crazy sometimes. But today, out of all the days, I thought it would be so appropriate to take a few minutes and take you through I guess my bits and pieces of what I use in order to stay organized, and even in the craziest of times, to have some tools that you have for yourself in terms of organization that kind of anchor you and allow you not to go completely crazy. So here we go. So first things first, I love to start off my day with making my bed. And I started to take this seriously after I've watched Navy SEAL Admiral's speech that made such an impact in my life. And I really believe that it's so important to make your bed, as it's the first real task you do that morning. And as you finish making the bed, it's almost making me feel like, okay, I'm ready for the day, I'm ready to take it on. Number 2 is Trello. If you haven't heard of Trello, I would highly recommend for you to look into it. As a tool for an events planner, it's absolutely super useful. And as a tool for an everyday human being, 100%, because as we're being targeted with so many tasks and things to remember and things to do, and our brain can explode sometimes just from the sheer information that we're holding. Trello just allows you to vomit out all the information that you have in your mind, organize it very neatly and very beautifully by every topic. So in my case, for example, I have a Trello for work, I have a Trello board for my personal project, and it allows me to dissect every big strategic task into several smaller ones. I call them the medium tasks. And then within each medium task, you're able to really dive into the minuscule parts of that project. And I think even if you don't use it on a daily basis, and I certainly don't use it on a daily basis, it still is able to anchor me and allow me to see the bigger picture of what has been accomplished and what still is yet to be done, but also dive into the very minor little details. So talking about Trello is definitely not sponsored, but something that I genuinely would recommend to use. And if you're working with a partner, or if you have someone working on the same project somewhere abroad and you don't get to communicate that often, this is a great way to collaborate together as well, as it's all cloud-based. So it's all live, all the changes are live, and I just think it's such a great tool to use to be able to organize all of this crazy information happening in your brain. Another thing I do, which is the third bit, is Google Calendar. You know what, you don't have to use Google Calendar, but I think having a calendar in general that gives you a target of a certain date or a time to accomplish a task by is super important in your life, especially in 2018, where there is just so much happening within our work life and our personal life. And if we don't start jotting them down, forget ever meeting up with anyone, forget accomplishing anything. At least, I guess I'm speaking from my personal experience, calendar has just been saving my life. Even if it's, a dinner with our friends that are coming next week from abroad, that dinner is in my calendar just so I don't forget, and I'm not that friend that just has to bail because I completely forgot. And now something that's been working really well for me when it comes to the calendar is with my work, I found what is super useful is when I allocate after a big meeting 15 to 30 minutes of what I call DNS, or do not schedule, on my calendar. And I think that time is so important after the meeting to be able to step back, figure out what tasks need to be accomplished, absorb all of the information that's been discussed, and actually put a plan in place of how you're going to be able to accomplish it. And I think that's about it. They're quite simple, but it's just I think a nice refresher even for myself to go back to the tools that do work for me and to continue reminding myself that they're there for a reason. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.